Hello, welcome back to the channel. We're doing more Vintage Cube Draft, and we get a nice Pack 1 Pick 1 Time Walk. What a pack. Time Walk and Mox Jet. I never get power. Now we're getting power. So cool, so cool. So, I think Time Walk is probably the best card to take. Let me make this a little bigger. There we go. Yeah. Okay, anyway, I think Time Walk is probably the best card to pack one, pick one, and build around. It can definitely go in a lot of different decks, but you can build you can just put it in any blue deck, and it's fine. But you basically can make a quote-unquote Time Walk deck where you just take a lot of cards that help recur Time Walk over and over again. Usually it's blue-green, stuff like Tameo or Eternal Witness, stuff like that. So but obviously Time Walk is just great overall, so we don't really have to think too hard about that particular pick, much like we don't have to think too particularly hard about the next pick. I did say that Time Walk's best home is probably in blue-green, so there is a Llanowar and a breeding pool, but Hull Breacher is just ridiculously just an unhinged magic card, and I don't get it. What is this card even for? It was too good for Commander. So why do they even print cards like this? What are they thinking? Anyway, it's really good, so we're gonna take it. Okay, next we can take, well, you know what's better than one Time Walk? 2 Time Walks. So we're gonna probably take Spellseeker here because it does find Time Walk. So you'll kind of notice I'm probably just going to warp every single one of my decisions about and make it about Time Walk, because again, that's kind of what you want to do when you have basically any piece of power, but especially something like either Time Walk or Ancestral Recall. So I mean, yeah, this is just great. If this weren't here, I would be looking at the Vaultborn Tyrant or Dark Confidant or Fury. I'd probably land on Fury just because I have the soft spot for Izzet, but anyway, yeah, we're definitely going to be taking Spellseeker here. Okay, now what do we see? Oh, I thought this was Eternal Witness. Courser of Kruvix is still fine. Not really anything that makes me want to abandon ship on, well, I was going to say on blue. There's only Upheaval as the blue card, which I don't really think right now we're not set up for that. So now is really where we get to make a decision. There's no good lands here. Stomping Ground doesn't really work out unless you want to be Teamer. Dark Slick Shores is fine. You could take Cut Down. You could spec on blue-green, but I don't really think the Courser of Kruvix is worth taking at this point. So I think it's between Cut Down and I guess Mox Diamond. I guess we'll just take Mox Diamond. It's kind of my least favorite Mox, because usually I like taking Mana Dorks or Mana Rocks and then playing fewer lands. But Mox Diamond kind of wants you to play more lands. So it's a little awkward in that sense, but I mean, it's still a Mox, so I think it's fine. Now we can just take Uro. I think this is a little bit more of a clear sign. Still touching blue, obviously, and then Uro is just another ridiculous magic card, so I'm happy to just add that to the pile. Okay, then we get, ooh, hey, there's Eternal Witness. Okay, we have way too many 3-drops. However, this is Eternal Witness, because you know what's better than 1 Time Walk? Or 2 Time Walks? 3, yeah, you get the idea. So we're going to take Eternal Witness here, and we are looking more towards a blue-green base. And now we basically need to just shore up the lower end of the curve. There is a subtlety here. It's nice to have the free interaction, but it's also nice to have Mana Dorks. And Noble Hierarch is perfect. Adds blue and or green mana to the mana pool. So we're just going to go ahead and take that right away. Magic Online, a little slow. Ooh, okay. So there's a Loot the Pathfinder. There's a Spring Heart Nantuko. There's also Sleep Magic. I feel like we should probably take the Spring Heart Nantuko. We are in the Nadu colors. I know. Look, Scone's drafting Nadu again. But look, we start with a Time Walk, and then greens, and then blue and green are somewhat open. Like, sure, yeah, I'll draft Nadu again. Why not? Oh, Elvish Mystic? That's super late, but very good sign. Llanowar Elves Wield. This is great. We already get 3 Mana Dorks. Alright, we can even take a Ghost Vacuum for the sideboard. It's totally fine. Okay, so cards we're looking for besides like more of the Nadu package, but just more stuff to work with Time Walk, come back. More stuff to work with Time Walk, so we would want stuff like Tameo, not the one, well, we want the 1 mana Tameo too, because that card is amazing. But then there's the 4 mana Tameo, which I forget what that one is called exactly, but basically you can name a card and then you mill cards, and if you have it, you get it back, and then it can like -3 in order to just get instant or sorcery back from your graveyard. Doesn't even make it so that it gets exiled or anything, so you just can't kind of rebuy over and over again. Yeah. Wow, we're getting all the 3-drops. I mean, Courser of Krufix and Ursine Monstrosity are totally reasonable, but I mean, this is a lot. And another one of the Haywire Might on the wheel. That's kind of nice to have. Now we have good Artifact and Enchantment hate. But anyway, I've talked about this several times, where in these kind of decks you want to have a lot of Mana Dorks, and because you have a lot of Mana Dorks, you want to maximize your potential to go 1-drop into 3-drop. So we're kind of doing that. Oh my god, is that a Black Lotus? Oh, and the Nadu in the same pack. Oh man. And the One Ring. Jeez. And Nissa, who shakes the world. Ledger Shredder. Scalding Tarn. Can I just take this entire pack? Oh my gosh. This is one of the most stacked packs I've ever seen. Black Lotus and the One Ring are just absurdly broken, and they go in any deck. Nadu, obviously fantastic in this particular one. Is there a chance that Nadu will wheel? I mean, this pack is so strong. It might. If we don't get Nadu, we'll probably get Nissa. Oh my god, there's also Orcish Bowmasters too? I think that's also one of the strongest cards in the cube. This pack is insane. I mean, we're going to take Black Lotus because it is, in fact, Black Lotus. But, wow. Wow, this pack is crazy. I really want One Ring too. But, geez. I mean, it's not every day you get to draft 2 pieces of power. So, let's go. All right, what will the next pack bring? Will it be as busted as the last one? No, but we do have a Ponder. Fine, completely reasonable. There's also a Sowing Micah Spawn. There's Fabled Passage for fixing. We're missing out on fixing right now, and we did not wheel the Breeding Pool in the first pack, but I mean, you know, we got Mox Diamond and Black Lotus. Who needs fixing? Psh, what? Impossible. Let's take Ponder here. So, get in the deck. Okay. And what do we see in the next one? So, I see Mana Vault, which I think is usually pretty good, but it might not be that great in this particular deck. I mean, it's fine in any deck, right? But I might be more interested in something like Daze or Force of Vigor or something like that. Do I want to take the Daze? We're probably going to be a little bit more green than blue. We haven't taken any top end yet, but I can imagine we have some like 4 and 5 drops. So yeah, maybe we just take the Mana Vault. Like we have the Time Walk. Let's take Mana Ramp. Okay, Next pack, we see we can spec on the whole Nadu thing and just take a Scythecat Cub. We could also take a Miscalculation. Maybe that's probably better. Let's take Miscalculation, and then hopefully we can wheel the Scythecat Cub. Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and do that. All right, next we see Proseidetic Memory, Enduring Curiosity, and then there's also Path to Exile and Omnath. Right now our fixing is just not good enough to justify playing these cards, so I think the choices are between Sylvan Caryatid and Enduring Curiosity. So I think with the amount of like mana dorks we have already, I don't think we need the Sylvan Caryatid right now. We could wheel it for sure. I think we're going to take Enduring Curiosity here. That's something we're missing, is card advantage. Like, we have the Time Walk and Mana Ramp, but we could definitely use some card draw. Well, there's also Uro for card draw as well. Maybe the Courser of Krufix too, but I think Enduring Curiosity has the potential to draw quite a lot of cards. Now we can take Ulvenwald Oddity, just another thing to ramp into early in the game, and that's really strong. Ooh, there's a Hex Drinker, but there's also Botanical Sanctum, and there's a Green Sun Zenith as well. These are all very strong. Man, I want this whole pack. This stinks. The responsible pick is probably the Botanical Sanctum, but I kind of just want to take Green Sun Zenith, to be honest, because, you know, it finds basically any of our cards for just 1 extra mana. Extremely versatile. I think we're going to go ahead and take the Green Sun Zenith here. I like Hex Drinker quite a lot too. Okay, what do we get on the next one? We see, Pest Infestation for Artifact and Enchantment Hate. That seems pretty good. And great thing to ramp into, of course. And then Terra Sunder is also ramp. Strong cards in the pack. Chain Lightning, Bonecrusher Giant, Cecil, Luris. Good cards. But we're going to be taking this Pest Infestation for sure. Maybe treat it as like a 5-drop maybe. Oh, we did not wheel the... No. Okay. We did not wheel the Nadu. It's okay. It's okay. We took a Black Lotus instead. So, I wanted... Look, there's a Starting Town, but there's also Nissa, who shakes the world. And I think this is one of the strongest individual green cards in the entire cube. So, like, why wouldn't we take it? Alright, let's take the Sowing Mica Spawn. We might end up playing this. Force of Vigor is a nice sideboard card, which we can take. Scythecat Cub wheeled, but I'm a little less interested in it now. Omnath? Sure. We just don't have we don't really have the fixing to go along with the stuff here that we're doing. So, let alone play Omnath. So we've kind of have not eaten our vegetables. We're probably going to have to do that in pack 3. But overall, I mean, the deck is solid. So, like, we pretty much have playables almost. Okay, Blooming Marsh last pick. Alright, so, yeah, I think we'll take Tropical Island over most things. I mean, there's no way we get a third piece of power, right? Okay, no third piece of power. What do we have? We have not a lot. I think we're just going to take Baby Jace. It can dig towards Time Walk, and then fuel Uro, flip. You can rebuy Time Walk with it. So, yeah, I think overall that's going to be the pick. Nothing else is particularly close. I think Vivi has a lot of potential. I mean, this card is just very innately powerful. There's also, I mean, there are other good cards, just not for us. So, yeah, I think we just go ahead and take Jace here. So, we could take the other Jace. Oh, okay, let's take Hedge Maze. Look, I know Once Upon a Time is broken, and Malevolent Rumble is also pretty good, and Jace, but I think we have taken enough good cards for now. But then again, Once Upon a Time is really strong. So, okay, let's eat our vegetables. We'll take Hedge Maze, and then we will wield Jace, Sink into Stupor, Malevolent Rumble, or Once Upon a Time. Easy. No problems. Take Hedge Maze. Okay. Now we see not a whole lot. Well, you know what's better than 3 Time Walks? 4 Time Walks. So, yeah, we could just like have Mystical Tutor, I think. Go, it shoots way up in your pick order because you have a broken instant and or sorcery to get. There's also Generous End, which is helpful for fixing. But like, who needs fixing when you're just taking all the turns? Think of it that way. Okay, I'm going to take another Mana Dork here. Seems pretty good. I think with all these Mana Dorks, we definitely do not need to play the Mox Diamond, just because we're going to definitely run a pretty low land count. Oh look, a Delighted Halfling. So we can just continue to do that. Okay. Now we can take... What do we want here? Probably Retrofitter Foundry. We gotta have something to do with all this mana. So yeah, I think Retrofitter Foundry is gonna be pretty good here. Time Warp. We can have Time Warp and Time Walk. I think that's actually pretty reasonable. Well, I don't know if it's reasonable, but it's definitely fun. Okay, we definitely don't need the Sowing Myco Spawn, so we can start to make cuts. We have 1, 2, 3. We're gonna count Green Sun Zenith as like a Mana Dork, like a 2-drop Mana Dork. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5, 6 mana sources. We can probably get away with like 14 lands, potentially. Okay, here we have the choice between True Name Nemesis and Endurance. I think I'm going to lean towards Endurance just because, well, mainly because we're going to be a little bit more green focused, and that's kind of what the tiebreaker is for me at the moment. Okay, we'll take... Doesn't really matter what we take here. I mean, we got Black Lotus and Time Walk. Is the deck as good as I want it to be? Not quite. But, I mean, we have strong cards. Oh, Once Upon a Time wield? Oh, yeah. That's like the card I wanted to wield the most, actually. Alright. We got 1 Hedge Maze is fixing. Do we still want the Mana Vault? I mean, if you don't draw any of your like Mana Dorks or anything, you go turn 1 Mana Vault, you can go turn 2 Nissa. That's pretty strong. Do we need... Maybe we don't need Endurance and we can just sideboard it in. Ooh, Generous End as fixing. That's kind of nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. We definitely need to make a decent amount of cuts. I like Hull Breacher, Spellseeker, Courser of Crew... Well, maybe we can cut Courser of Crewfix if we have the Enduring Curiosity as card advantage. Tireless Tracker is... It's a good card, but I actually don't think we need it in this deck. Alright, I don't think we're getting anything for the rest of the draft here. So we can just start to make cuts based on this. I think we can get away with like 13 or 14 lands. So let's see if we can make that work. This is 11, 12. So like, what if we just cut Haywire Might and then we sideboard it in and then we run it like this and we run 13 lands? Again, it sounds a little unhinged, but I mean, ooh, free Horizon Canopy? Sure, I'll take it. I'd rather, of course, it be the blue-green one, but, you know, beggars cannot be the choosers. Alright, here we are for the deck build. So, honestly, can we just run it, like let's make it a little bigger. Can move the Green Sun Zenith a little closer. Pest Infestation. Actually, Springheart and Tuco could be a cut. Well, let's see what happens if we do this. So if we just do this, this would be 6, 7, 8. God. And then okay. Okay. We probably need to like actually make a cut. I think it's Springheart and Tuco because we're running such a low land count, so it's not even that great. Yeah, 7, 9, 6. Yes, the old 9/6 mana base. So yeah, obviously it leaves a little bit to be desired, but I mean, 14 lands with the Black Lotus and all of these mana accelerants. I think this and a generous end. I think this is somewhat reasonable, and yeah, we're drafting Time Walk. This is awesome. All right, see you for the games. All right, we are here in round 1 against some person, and we won the die roll, so of course we'll play first. And I think our hand is, yeah, there's no green mana here, so we're going to have to ship it. Okay, this one has a Black Lotus, but it also doesn't have much else. I mean, we only have 14 lands in the deck, so I think we can reasonably keep this, put back the land. We'll just go ahead and start with a Mana Dork. I mean, we just have to try to draw hot, but we do have the Retrofitter Foundry to get us a little bit of, some advantage. So we start with the Noble Hierarch. We're just going to not play out the Black Lotus, and we're just going to... Basically, if we draw any of our top end, the Black Lotus will come down, and then the fun will ensue. But for now, we're just kind of have a fair hand, but we get to go... Ooh, Enduring Curiosity. That's actually really nice. So... Well, hold on. Now what we can do that, okay, I was going to say, we're going to wait until we get our Balmy card. Well, we have our Balmy card-ish, at least one that gets back in the game. So let's cast Black Lotus. Let's cast Enduring Curiosity. Now we go to combat. We attack, get the Exalted trigger, and then Enduring Curiosity will trigger. I will draw a card. That's a good card too. We will pay life. Get the Retrofitter Foundry down. Rinse and repeat. Rewarded for the keep. I mean, otherwise we were just going to play Retrofitter Foundry and then hold up the activation, which is okay. But now we have an active Enduring Curiosity. Oh, we do not have an active Enduring Curiosity. They have ousted. Ooh, Mystical Tutor. So we could Mystical Tutor for the, what's it called? The Time Walk, but we don't need to do that yet because I want to draw the Enduring Curiosity. So we'll go ahead and play out the Earth Sign Monstrosity, and now I'm realizing my mistake because at the beginning of combat, it does mill a card. I didn't think that one through. Whoops. Well, I guess we're going to be fetching up that Time Walk. Okay, saving grace. The Ursine Monstrosity is going to be quite large. It's already a 6/6. So then next turn, we're attacking for basically like at least 6, 7, maybe 8. So like 16 damage. Trample? Like if you count the extra turn. Yeah, okay. So really we just weren't supposed to do that. All right, let's go ahead and grab our Time Walk. Okay, we have Time Walk. Let's see if it resolves. Time Walk. Nice. Okay, great. So now let's get a mill. This thing's a 9/9. It's going to be 10. Oh my god, this is literally lethal if they don't have anything. Oh my god, I almost passed through attacks. All right, attack trigger. They got to have removal here, right? They gotta have removal. No! Solitude! Oh, man. Okay, they pitched Overlord of the Mistmoors. So, yeah, they're gonna do that. They're obviously gonna exile. At least I gain 10 life. Well, that's alright. We are just going to make our little servo guy, and then we're gonna go to our turn. Oh, we draw that off the top? That's awesome. Ulvenwald Oddity. Boom. And then we can attack, I guess with just the Ulvenwald Oddity. It gets the Exalted trigger, so it's the same amount of damage. Okay, so that was not great sequencing on my part because we were not supposed to play that Ursine Monstrosity and mill over the Enduring Curiosity. It would have been nice to have that for the following turn, but we're in a pretty good position. Opponent has had to spend a lot of resources to deal with my threats, and now I still have a pretty sizable board presence, and they didn't have an answer for the Ulvenwald Oddity last turn, so we might be okay here. Oh, okay, Pest Infestation is certainly nice to have as well. So let's go to combat, attack with Ulvenwald Oddity alone again. Okay, no response. Now we can just pass. And then we are going to have the Retrofitter Foundry. We're going to be able to, we can actually make a 4/4 here, because we can sack the Servo, untap, and then sack make a Thopter. Hopefully the opponent doesn't play anything too ridiculous. Parallax Wave. Well, that's pretty good. However, we do have the answer for it, which is nice. So, let's see. I think in this case, we are just gonna go to our turn. I mean, we might as well do the thing. So let's sack this Servo, make the 1/1 flyer, and then we'll untap, and then they're gonna respond here. Oh, okay. Well, make the 4/4. I assume they exile it now. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so let's do this. We'll go Pest Infestation, target Parallax Wave. So now they can't exile my, well, they can exile my Ulvenwald Oddity in response, but that is not going to be too favorable for them. I mean, it doesn't do anything, is the problem. We get to get in for 5 points, and then we get to play the Hedge Maze and look at the top. Okay, they're exiling the Noble Hierarch. Now they're exiling the Ulvenwald Oddity. I mean, unless they have a counterspell for this or some way to exile and bring back their own... no, okay. I just get my things. No questions asked. Luckily, this has haste, so we do get to still attack with it. Deal 5 points of damage. Okay. It's nice when your punt is not punished. And now we play Hedge Maze and then smooth out the draws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we bin this just because we can't cast it, and then we go to the opponent's turn here. So they need to have an answer right now. Only 2 cards in hand. Opponent's tapping a little too much mana for comfort. Oh, they play their own Generous End. Okay, they make the food. So unfortunately, we don't have anything we can do with the Retrofitter Foundry. So we are just going to have to go to our turn. We could get them to 2. Let's see what we can do here. Green Sun Zenith. Okay, I've forgotten what's in the deck already, so we are just going to take a quick look. Look, here's the secret. You can pull up your deck list mid-game. So what can we grab? We're going to have... Let's see, we can grab Uro. We can grab... Oh, we can grab Eternal Witness. Okay, we can grab Eternal Witness. We can grab... that's kind of it. Ursine Monstrosity's already gone. Llanowar Elves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do not have enough to... Let's see. If we Eternal Witness and then get back Black Lotus... No, that doesn't do it. I could try to draw the card first, but then 1, 2, 3. Then I only have a little bit of mana to work with. So, okay. I mean, I think I want to get back Eternal Witness, and then I could get maybe like Enduring Curiosity, because then at least on the next turn when I attack, I'm able to actually draw some cards, as opposed to just, taking 1 extra turn, which doesn't actually seem that great. So I think we are just going to go ahead and do that. So let's go Green Sun Zenith for X is 3. Go get... I mean, I guess you could also get Uro since I'm able to, escape it next turn. That is a thought. So what are we thinking? Uro's a little harder to deal with, and it gives me immediate value. And then Eternal Witness, and then I have to... Yeah, you know what? I changed my mind. I will get Uro. So Uro's going to happen. I'm going to draw a card. I do not have a land to put into play. Now next turn, I am able to attack with... I can't attack with anything quite yet. So they do get to go up to an effective 7, but they have to spend a couple points, or a couple mana to activate that. I think a lot of this game would have been easier if I had just not milled over the Enduring Curiosity with my Ursine Monstrosity. So yeah, definitely not great. At least we have Hull Breacher. Hull Breacher is a very cool card. Okay, opponent's playing something big. They're tapping out for an Eagles of the North. Definitely not something that I care too much about. Okay, so they're just kind of buying time. Ooh, Nissa, who shakes the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I can untap the Hedge Maze. Oh, and then I can also make... Well, let's see. I could untap the Hedge Maze, attack with all of these things. They block here and here. They go to 2. I think it's probably just... No, it's just better to... Blue, green. Let's just do green. Let's just get out the Uro, and then we can figure out what we're doing next turn. So we'll just exile some of our cards here. Sure. Okay. Let's draw the card. See if we get a land into play. Okay, no land. We will go ahead and play out the Llanowar Elves for an extra body. No great attacks yet still. So unfortunately, opponent is going to get another untap step. And then the more untap steps they get, the more chances they have to actually survive. Next turn, we actually have pretty good attacks. So, okay, they're just going to go and pass that turn real quick. Okay, there's a forest. This gives the thing haste, right? Yeah, so it doesn't matter if we target the same land that enters. Okay. So hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alternatively, we can flip the Ulvenwald Oddity. So the choices are flip Ulvenwald Oddity, or we play Nissa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we could play Nissa and then haste out a 3/3. So then they block the two biggest things, which are Uro and the Ulvenwald Oddity. They take 3, 4, 5, 6. So that actually does not kill them. I think it's actually just going to be better to go to combat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you can do this at instant speed. So I'm going to just go to combat and then attack with everything except for the Mana Dorks. Because the Mana Dorks, I need them. And then this gives them... Well, first of all, it gives the opponent... Ooh, a land. This gives my opponent the opportunity to make a mistake, but... I mean, we should be okay here. Because then we just transform. Unless they have an instant speed removal spell. But still, they're going to have to use a lot of resources for that. So... Okay, we're going to transform the boy into the bigger boy. Okay, they're going to gain 3 life. I think they're just dead, though. I haven't done the math. Okay, the math definitely checks out that they're dead. Okay, cool. Awesome. Going on to game 2, do I want to make any changes? They just seem to be some sort of I don't know, some value-ish pile. Nothing really. I didn't see anything that interacts with the GY. I think there was a Ramunap Excavator in there. So we could think about bringing this in, I guess. But overall, I don't know. I think the main deck is fine for now. And then if we see more of the deck, we can try to make another decision. Also, I didn't see any relevant Force of Vigor targets or anything like that. All right, so we're on the draw. Of course, makes things a little harder. We see Elvish Mystic, Eternal Witness, and Avacyn's Pilgrim. But then there's also Miscalc Time Warp. But unfortunately, there's no blue mana. And then the Eternal Witness doesn't have anything to get back. So I think we're just going to go ahead and ship this hand. Okay, this hand needs help. But I'm going to keep Put Back Enduring Curiosity, because we have the outs to have a turn 2 Nissa. We do need to hit a land drop here, though. Okay, well, Noble Hierarch is a better turn 1 dork to play, at least. So next turn actually we can, we still need to draw a land. It's a little awkward. Next turn we can just go like Mana Vault Avacyn's Pilgrim and set ourselves up. We could also play Jace, but that's a little less exciting. I would much rather just rip the natural blue source off of the top and then probably just Uro, I guess. Or you could go like Jace plus Avacyn's Pilgrim or Jace plus Mana Vault. If we draw the Forest off the top too, actually, if we draw Forest off the top, we could just go Nissa. Because we could tap 1 for the Mana Vault, and then okay, they play Fast Bond. Oh, Fast Bond is definitely, I can see the combos. There was the Ramanap Excavator, so that way, you know, if they have something like Strip Mine, they could just Strip Mine loop me, which would definitely be a problem, especially because we only have 1 land. All right, big draw. Well, that's kind of like a land. So let's see. Let's cycle this. We have just the Hedge Maze, right, as a blue-green land. Yeah, I think that is important to grab here. So we'll do that. Hedge Maze. And then I'll probably just keep a land on top. There's a Green Sun Zenith. So we could Green Sun Zenith for a like Eternal Witness. 1, 2, 3. I think we got bigger and better things going on in our hand. I think we can go ahead and bin this. And then I am just going to go ahead and play one of these things. It's either the Mana Vault or the Avacyn's Pilgrim. Next turn we'll have 4 mana. I can still play Nissa and then untap. Okay. I think it's probably just going to be better to play out. This also doesn't tap for green or white, which is annoying. Or green or blue. So I think we're just going to go ahead and run out the Avacyn's Pilgrim, because it feels like they could have an answer to, say, like the Mana Vault more likely. Doesn't seem like they have too many like burn spells. Oh, also, opponent put a Loot the Pathfinder into their graveyard. It'd be cool if they have like Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Ooh, that would be kind of spicy. All right, opponent's gonna go Ajani. Okay, I didn't see that coming. I mean, good card for sure, but not too intimidating. All right. Ooh, an island off the top. That's a pretty good draw. All right, let's see how many things we can do. So I think we always start with Mana Vault. Now we have 3, 4. Let's play the island for turn. Then we'll go green, actually green, and this for a Nissa. Now our forests tap for more mana, so then we can go, let's see, this would be green, wait, it adds an additional green. So it'd be like green, blue. We could play Uro now. Sure. And if we draw like a, we could just like untap it, attack, and then play Jace. Or I guess attacking's not very good. Anyway, let's play Uro. Okay. Cool. And then no land to play. And then we can untap the Hedge Maze. And I'm not interested in attacking because I don't want to flip Ajani willingly. So we're just going to go ahead and, oh, whoops. I meant to tap, of course, for blue. Then it adds green because it's a forest. And then we play Jace. Okay, great. We were able to play everything. Awesome turn. So we're well set up. Now Jace can fuel our Uro. And next turn, maybe we can attack with more things with Nissa. This triggers on the, okay, yeah, you have to choose on upkeep whether or not you're going to untap it. I mean, I think we've gotten quite enough value already out of the Mana Vault. I don't see the need to untap it. Depends. I mean, if we have nothing else to do, then sure. But it just seems like we'll have plenty of stuff to do. It's kind of cheap, I guess. Parallax Wave. Oh man. All right. So they take away the Jace. They're gonna attack Nissa. This gets any creature, right? Yeah, just creatures. It doesn't have to be like non-creature. Oh no, they're taking my Hedge Maze away. It's like they take away my mana sources. That's crazy. Okay. So are they gonna... Okay, so this being the case, we're not getting much value out of the mana dorks anyway. So I think we actually are going to... Can we tap better? Yeah, let's go ahead and untap the Mana Vault. Yes. Okay, we draw Llanowar Elves. Okay, let's just overwhelm the board. So, doing this, I could attack, but then they just exile it. So I'm just going to go ahead and deploy out the Mana Dorks. Okay, and Halfling. All right. So unless they have a combo where they can like rebuy the Parallax Wave, so if they have, say, what's it called? Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp would be a good combo here with the Parallax Wave. If they don't have that specifically, we're in a fairly decent spot. And basically this is just delaying me a little bit. What's really funny is they're taking me off of mana sources. I will say that's pretty funny, but like our entire board is mana, if you think about it. So they can't take me off of too much. Okay. I assume just the cat. I think that's fine. We don't want to flip a Ajani willingly. Nissa goes to 2. Eventually this Parallax Wave is going to go bye-bye. We just have to hold out until then. Now that they've attacked with the cat token, I am able to... Ooh, they can play lands from the graveyard with Ramunap Excavator. So they're very close. They have fast spawn Ramunap Excavator. So they can, for example, they can continuously draw cards with Horizon Canopy. As long, up to the amount of mana. And then if they, I don't know if they have like strip miners. Okay, they are going to take my forest. Very sad. So, I don't know. If they have strip mine or something, we sort of get locked out of the game, but like not really. We have a bunch of mana dorks. Anyway, so no. Black Lotus. Black Lotus. It's a little weaker in this particular instance. I mean, I'm going to keep upticking. And then we're going to go to the combat. And then if they exile the island, get in their island. It's so dumb. Let's look at it. It's so majestic. All right, yeah, they take 4. Okay. So now the Parallax Wave goes down to its final counter. But this is fading, not the other thing. So it sticks around for one more turn. They have this turn to positively interact. And then, oh man, when it goes off, we get back Hedge Maze and a Forest. Broken. And Jace. Jace is actually pretty good. Especially because their things are like not dying, which is very funny. But yeah, it'll be nice to have my mana sources back. Our deck is all mana. All right, maybe we do need to run 13 lands. It just the colors are definitely an issue. So opponent's kind of in a weird spot. All right, so let's see what happens here. Is the cat gonna come in? Both the cat and the Ramunap at the Nissa. Sure. I mean, wait. This is just a free block on the Ramunap. And then I kind of want to protect Nissa. So I think we'll go ahead and block with the 0/1. So therefore, this cat will not die. All right. It seems they have... Oh, Solitude. Okay. Sure. Solitude comes down. Oh, no, not my island. Sad. Okay. But at least they did that, like, before? All right. Anyway, untap. We have no more lands to turn into... Oh my god, I can't play this now. Alright, that's on me. That's on me. I cannot cast this Ponder. Oh boy. Alright, we're in some trouble. Next turn we can cast Ponder. Okay. Parallax Wave goes away. We get back our lands. Nice. Oh yeah. We're in business now. Once Upon a Time. I mean, yeah, we have tons of mana and nothing to do with it, so yes, Once Upon a Time is definitely going to be a good card to put on top. Next turn we can also flip Jace, which is very nice. So we have quite a lot we can do with our turn. So we just basically have to, like, not die. Tall order, but I think we can get there. Ooh, Courser of Krufix with Fast Bond. That's a pretty good combo. Okay, Hull Breacher off the top. So that is definitely good to know about, and we need to remember that, especially because we're about to, like, flip J. Ooh. Okay, so they have Hull Breacher in hand. They can recast, or they can replay the Horizon Canopy, but they cannot draw. And they cannot currently cast Hull Breacher. So we basically have to get all of our drawing and whatnot out of the way right now. Okay, and then they're probably going to try to attack Nissa, if I had to guess. We might just want to let Nissa die at the... Whoa. Okay. Everything? Really? Sure. No, I guess that makes sense. Is everything coming at Nissa? I don't think it's worth it at this point to protect Nissa, because we lose a lot of our mana sources. Is there anything we can, like, block for free, kind of? This is a 3. Yeah, the blocking is awkward. I don't think making 3/3s anymore is the way to go. You have to block 2 of these things, so you basically have to give up 2 dorks. Let's see, we'll have... well, actually, you know what? Maybe it is. You know what? I changed my mind. Let's just chump block 2 of these. Yeah, because we have, like, a ton of mana. Very, very much a lot of mana, first of all. This also fuels Uro, by the way, which is nice. So, hopefully, I think we can kind of just do everything here. Like, let's just assume they have nothing, because I know one card in their hand and they can't cast it. So I'm not gonna play too cautiously. No, I will not pay. Okay, so we have plenty of stuff to do. We can start by flipping Jace. Okay, Miscalc. I don't think Miscalc is going to be very effective, so we're going to discard that. We have Jace. We have 3, 4, 5. Okay, what do we want to do here? Let's wait. Let's see. I'm looking for Time Walk. So, let's start with a Ponder. We also had a green. Okay. Do I want these? I get Ulvenwald Oddity. I don't think so. So any order, yes. I draw Horizon Canopy. Okay, that could be my land drop for turn. Sure. And then let's play that. Let's draw with the Horizon Canopy using a colorless. We have our own Hull Breacher now, which is pretty cool. We still don't currently have time. What I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, let's see, what do we want to do here? Can rebuy Ponder. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's Once Upon a Time. We get Enduring Curiosity. That seems good. So let's get Enduring Curiosity. And then we can just do a lot of things. So let's untap the Hedge Maze. Now let's add green, blue, cast Black Lotus, or sack this for blue, and then now we can just escape Uro. Actually, let's use this for part of that blue, I guess. So now Uro 1, 2, 3, 4, exiling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw triggers, put the land into play. And then we have we don't have more ways to make blue mana, so we could play Hull Breacher. I think it makes a little bit more sense though to, well actually no, that stops them from drawing with the Horizon Canopy, so I actually think it's going to be a little bit more important to play out the Hull Breacher here. And then I guess we could, no, let's minus on the Solitude. Okay. Or uptick on the Solitude. Okay. I'm not sure if that was like the completely ideal thing to do, but yeah, I don't know. That seemed pretty good. Okay, opponent has a portable hole, which they can't really utilize. They can take one of my mana dorks. Opponent, no. Oh my god. They have a Hull Breacher in hand. They didn't read my Hull Breacher. Oh no. Okay. What's really funny is I can't really attack with Uro, and I also can't really play Enduring Curiosity because they have a Hull Breacher. So we're basically just kind of like staring at each other for a little bit, I guess. I can get Once Upon a Time if we are just in this awkward board stall. That seems good. All right, they're going to replay the Horizon Canopy, gain life. So they always like gain their life back, but they have to pay life to activate. Okay, there's Elvish Reclaimer. That's the card they had on top. They still have Hull Breacher in hand, so we can't get like too excited here. We could also Green Sun Zenith. Again, we can consult the chart. What can we get? We can get Ulvenwald Oddity. We can get Eternal Witness, I guess. I don't know if we need that. I don't think we need to do that yet. Anyway, go to our turn. I think we just like keep upticking, honestly. I don't need to pay. Okay, we draw that. And then let's uptick here. Play out a Enduring Curiosity. I can't really attack. Well, sort of. Let's just, yeah. What is the ult on this? You get to 9 whenever he has a spell target mill 5 cards. That sounds really good. But they're just going to portable hold this away. Kind of sucks. So actually, with that being the case, yeah, I probably should have not done that. Let's get back the Once Upon a Time here. And then we can cast that. We can get, well, if we get Spellseeker, that's pretty good. Actually, I also like Ursine Monstrosity, and then we're just like smacking the opponent. We also have to worry about decking ourselves. Let's get Spellseeker. Get Spellseeker. We don't currently have good attacks at the moment, so we're fortunately just gonna like awkwardly pass the turn. Yeah, I'm not actually liking this game state. We're also pretty low on clock. We need to play a little faster. So we're just going to go ahead and yield to this turn. There's nothing really we can do. I just realized we had the treasure token. We could have played the Spellseeker. That's on me. But at least next turn we still get to Time Walk, which is somewhat relevant. Also, maybe the opponent doesn't realize they're able to portable hole away my Jace. Oh, they just get Strip Mine here with Elvish Reclaimer. That's where things get kind of bad. That's also something I probably should have considered. All right, let's see what they get. See what they get. I mean, if they... No, it's a Surveillant. Okay, so that tells me they do not have Strip Mine in the deck, or else they would basically just annihilate my board. I like how a lot of my board presence is lands, too. That's really funny. Okay. They play land. Okay, they have an Arwen off the top too. This board state is very clogged. I don't really have a great way to like break the board. I know they have the portable hole. Do they not see that they can get rid of the Jace? Let's find out. Okay, they're probably just gonna get rid of Jace, right? Yep. Okay. All right. We got the Arwen. We got so much that's going on here. We just have like a lot of 3/3s though. It just doesn't quite line up with the board that well. All right. At least we can get Time Walk. I'm going to say no, pay. Eternal Witness. Ooh, okay, perfect. So now we can do all the things that we want to do. So let's go Spellseeker. Okay. Yes. Get. Oh, actually. Let's just get Time Walk. Cast. Oh my god. Cast Time Walk. Eternal Witness, rebuy Time Walk. Okay, I cannot currently cast time. Yes, I want to use the ability. Cannot currently cast the Time Walk again. They have good blocks here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's like not great. So we're just gonna go ahead and pass to ourselves. Forgot to activate Nissa, but that's okay. No. Ursine. Okay. Let's start with Time Walk again. Then we will uptick on this island or forest, and then we will cast Ursine Monstrosity. Now I think we just start like swinging out. Okay, we're gonna mill a card. Okay, it's humongous. Oh, I kind of wanted Ulvenwald Oddity. All right, we kind of. I think we can attack all. Not attack all. Not these. Not this either. All right, I think this is all fine. We're gonna draw. They're gonna flash in their thing, but we do get to gain 3 life, which I think is fine. But we have to start like applying some amount of pressure here. They get a treasure, which is annoying. They don't have any like free blocks. They also make a lot of treasure if they just let things through. They do get to flip a Johnny this way, which is a little bit more of some constant pressure. But, you know, eventually, this is just going to go out of hand. And as indestructible and always has... This thing's going to really kill them. Okay, sure. This all happens. They're going to flip. Unfortunately, I... make them a treasure token. I don't have any follow-ups, so we'll pass. They get Arwen off the top. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's my turn again. I forgot. Lol. All right, we do this. Yeah, we just... Oh, wait. Yeah, no, this is great. We just, like, keep on applying just a metric crap ton of pressure. Like over and over again. I think at this point we say everything at them. Okay. Everything at them. Okay, Uro's gonna trigger again. I guess I put this land in. And then like we just have to basically have them, you know, answer all my stuff. We're not drawing cards, unfortunately. Although if they did have a way to kill their own Hull Breacher, then theoretically we could like lose by decking, because this thing is always this thing is always milling me once per turn. Also, I'm sad there's the Time Warp, it's gone. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh wait, they're just dead. Okay, cool, they're dead. The trample was a lot there. This is that was a weird one. That was a weird one for sure. So, but happy we got the match win. So, see you in the next round. All right, we're on the draw against JDM83. Our opponent told us hello, good luck, have fun. So we will say say the same to them. Very nice, very kind. And I think this hand is reasonable, so we'll go ahead and keep. Only has one green source though, but that's okay. We can just go turn 1 Noble Hierarch. Ooh, Nissa. All right, cool. So turn 1 Noble Hierarch, and then next turn we can play out the Delighted Halfling, and then hopefully play something else. We can also attack for 1. Oh my God, that is a turn 2 sneak attack. Oh my God, are we getting sneak attack? Okay. Ooh, Time Walk. All right, everything's fine. Everything's fine. So let's Delighted Halfling, and then play Time Walk. Now we go to our extra turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could Time Warp, but that doesn't actually seem that great. I think we just slam Nissa and then smack them for 4. So let's do that. Let's play Forest, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go Nissa. Slam this. Go to combat. Attack. Okay, so this is really, really scary. But the fact that they did not sneak attack in something that turn tells me they might not have anything. Oh my God. Crazy. Okay. Oh my God, Eternal Witness. Okay, we have to take advantage. All right, so go. Let's go blue, green. Untap this. Go Eternal Witness. Rebuy Time Walk. And then we get to rebuy Time Walk, and they don't even know we have the Time Warp in hand. Oh my God, that's a mana drain. Okay. Oh, silly me. Well, that's okay. Let's go Island. How much damage are we doing? 3, 6, 7. We add... No. So we go to the combat. We attack with... Let's see. 3, 2, 4, 5. Yeah. Attack with all of these. Opponent thinks they can stop me from taking extra turns. No. I am the extra turn master. We're going to Time Warp ourselves. Pass. Go to our extra turn. Yeah. Oh man, I love taking. See, opponents. Okay, when the opponent says, "Hello, good luck, have fun," maybe they're a nice person, but maybe it also means they're about to do stuff like turn 1 sneak attack against you, and then like immediately kill you with an Emrakul. However, you must combat this by doing your own stupid broken stuff. This is important. I love taking extra turns. Okay, let's see. So it's probably... Okay, I think the Force of Vigor is actually pretty important. If they play the sneak attack with the red mana up, we're not able to interact. But if there's an opportunity... Oh, I guess also Haywire Might could be good for that reason. So it's not the most sound plan, because if they're able to get the sneak attack down with a mana up, there's not an opportunity to respond. But we don't have too much of a choice. I mean, sometimes you just got to tap out for your sneak attack so that way next turn you can untap and kill them, right? So I think this is probably what we're going to be doing. And we could take out like the Retrofitter Foundry, so I guess for the Haywire Might, and then take out, I guess Miscalc's pretty good. We could take out the I guess Enduring Curiosity, because I think we just have to try to kill them fast and put in the Force of Vigor. Like, yeah, it's nice to draw cards, but I think it's more important to stop them from killing us. I think we're going to prioritize that. Okay, this hand does not do much, so we're going to ship it. This hand has no mana sources. Oh, wait, hold on. So we have a Once Upon a Time, right? So if we Once Upon a Time find a land, we're also on the draw. We find any land, we play out the Noble Hierarch. Then if we draw another land, we can Spellseeker. This is really interesting. All right, you know what? Let's try it. Let's keep the no land hand, but it does have a turn 1 play. Technically a turn 0 play. Okay, let's go to our draw step naturally and see what we hit. Land. Oh god. Okay, we're going to cast Once Upon a Time. We're going to see a forest. Yeah, we're definitely going to grab that. And then we're going to play out Noble Hierarch. All right. Next turn, we get to go... Oh, God, they're putting Vampiric Tutor. Man. All right, this game might be over before it begins. Okay, if they tap out here... Like, if they go Black Lotus... Oh, no. Wait, hold on. 3 mana? Show and Tell? Ah, God. All right, well, I'm going to put out the Ulvenwald Oddity, Nexus of Becoming. Okay. Do they... What? Archon of Cruelty? Yeah, that sucks. What is this? And it just... Oh, it just always has it. Oh, no. Oh, it's an artifact. Okay, hold on. Hold on, we might be okay. No, probably not. I mean, you deal with the Archon... No, okay. This is what needs to happen. We need to sack the Ulvenwald Oddity, and we need to discard the Earth Sign Monstrosity, I guess. Probably Spellseeker, actually. We need to draw a land right now. Perfect. So now we get to Pest Infestation, the Archon of Cruelty, because it's an artifact. So they do still get to draw a card each combat, and then they can exile artifacts or creatures. But if they don't have anything, oh God, did they keep it on top? Great. All right. Well, we're just going to go Ursine Monstrosity and then attack for 2. Because, like, this thing's a 7/7 currently, and it's only going to get bigger. So maybe we can just, like... Oh, it's just a Ragavan. Like, what? I don't even care. All right. We can't play Time Warp this turn. Let's go to combat. We get to mill. Oh, they have a kill spell? Oh, Tashana's Tidebinder. Oh, no. And then it loses all of its abilities. Oh, that was super sick. All right, begin combat. I guess we could still actually attack with this. Yeah. Because it gets the power boost, so they can't, like, effectively block. So it's still attacking for a fair amount. Let's play Elvish Mystic. Let's play the land. If we draw an island or a blue source, we are able to cast the Time Warp, which... Something. Oh, God, what are they doing? Summon Esper... Why does it look like this? Okay, apparently some sort of visual bug. Actually kind of looks kind of cool like that, except I can't read it. So this is the one where... Man, I gotta fix this. You exile an instant sorcery card from each graveyard. So they get Once Upon a Time and Vampiric Tutor. Then next turn, they're able to add red for each lore counter. Oh, I don't want Ragavan to hit me. Let's go ahead and chump block that with a pest token. Gain a life. I would like an island. That's Llanowar Elves. Add red. You may cast an instant sorcery card exiled with the saga, and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. Okay. It's also Flying Haste. It's not bad. So go to the combat, attack with the Ursine Monstrosity again, get the +1/+1 boost, and then okay, they take the damage, which is nice. All right, and then we go Llanowar Elves. All right, next, they're going to cast. Oh God, I assume they're going to cast Once Upon a Time. Thanks, we're just going to yield through this. So they cast Once Upon a Time, and then they find one of their big boys. They turn it into an artifact token with the Nexus of Becoming. And, gosh, I mean, they just kind of go from there. Man, this bug is really annoying. Like, it looked cool at first, but it's actually just horrendous. Like, you can't even read it. Like, this thing has 4 chapters? This thing has 4 chapters? Oh, I get it. So they're going to Vampiric Tutor for their best creature, and then they're going to go Nexus of Becoming and just make it a... I mean, at least the saving grace is it only makes stuff into 3/3s, which is manageable-ish. But, man, it was absolutely... We actually were in, like, a really good spot if this Ursine Monstrosity just got to, like, go free reign on them. But the fact that they turned off all the abilities made this a lot more difficult. Still not bad, just like a vanilla 3/3 getting the buff with the Noble Hierarch. All right, opponent. Oh, okay. I was gonna say opponent's really in the tank, but okay. Land for turn. Tameo, sure. They're gonna draw off of the Nexus will be coming. Harvest. Oh my God, what just happened? Harvester of Misery. Ooh, they just like annihilated my board. Oh God. All right. Well, they do this. They exile. Oh, an island. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay, hold on, hold. So let's start with this. No, don't tell me you have the kill spell for the monstrosity. Okay. Combat? Alright. Attack for 6? It has to attack. Okay, they block. They double block. Single block. Okay. Eternal Witness. Get back the... At this point, the Pest Infestation. Yeah, I want to get it back. Okay. Pest Infestation can deal with their board presence. They do get to cast a Once Upon a Time here to try to find something strong. So we're certainly not out of the woods yet. Oh, you know what would be a good draw? Well, assuming they don't deal with my board state. Black Lotus. If we draw Black Lotus, specifically, we can either blow up like multiple things with the Pest Infestation, or we can... Okay, they're flipping Tameo, which is a little... It's not that bad. I mean, Ursine Monstrosity is just an absolute unit. Anyway, yeah, Black Lotus off the top allows us to cast either a big Pest Infestation, 3, 4, 5. So we could cast for 2, which is okay. Take care of like one of the creatures and the Nexus will be coming. Did they cast my... I don't even know. Wait. They cast Once Upon a Time. They got a mountain with Once Upon a Time. Oh, so they whiffed. All right, they're going to attack with Ragavan. I think the way we lose this game is the Ragavan hitting something off of my deck. So, no, we're going to go ahead and jump block that. This Ursine Monstrosity is the key to my victory. And if they don't have an answer, we probably win. Okay. So go to combat. Oh, Haywire Mite's also kind of nice. Haywire Mite's also pretty nice. Well, let's ask the opponent, do you have the answer? Probably. They have 5 cards. All right, mill a card. 7/7. Boom. Attack. It's going to, turn into a 6/7. Oh my God, they didn't have anything. Wow. Jeez. Opponent they have like so many. Okay, they're doing the thing where they get all sad and then they draw a bunch of cards and see if they had an out. Crazy. The Harvester of Misery was really, that was a pretty devastating play, but the Ursine Monstrosity was absolutely the star of the show here. Great stuff. All right, on to the finals. All right, we're here in the finals and we're on the play versus Odinat. We haven't dropped a game yet. Let's see if we can continue this. All right, I think this hand, I mean, it definitely is a tad slow, but has potential. So I'm going to start off. We could probably do Hedge Maze later. I'd rather play out a turn 1 Mana Dork, and then next turn we can play out Island, hold up the Miscalc. Then we can Hedge Maze, or, by then maybe we've drawn like a 4-drop we can play on turn 3. And then Hedge Maze could just be used on like an off turn, because alternatively you could like Hedge Maze on 1, but yeah, I don't really see too much value in doing that right now given the contents of the hand. And like we have a 6-drop. I mean, it's a good 6-drop. It's fine. We have a lot of mana in this hand. I thought we had only 14 lands in this deck. Okay, when I went Mountain, Mox Pearl turn 1, pass. So that's kind of interesting. Unfortunately, we didn't draw a 3-drop. Let's poke them for 1. Cool. In 20 turns, they will die, assuming no change of play patterns. However, There's no way. There's no way they're passing the turn. You can't do this, opponent. You can't keep your sketchy one land hand plus Mox and with no plays and expect to... You can't do this to me. You can't do this to me. Oh, that's nice. All right, let's go Island. Yeah, Island. And then we'll cast this uncounterably. We'll make it Azorius. Uncounterable Jace. And then we're still holding up Miscalc. Okay. Cool. Now we just get Jace value. Hopefully we... The problem is we're not like capitalizing on this stumbling from the opponent. But we have a... I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what was in the hand. Like, what's going on here? I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. Okay, we saw Mountain and Mox Pearl. So if it's a Mountain, we know it's a red deck, of course, which pretty good against a red deck on average is going to be pretty good against. Wait, so they didn't even have like a Burst Lightning or a Lightning Bolt or just like a Shock? I don't know. What even is going on here? I'm going to be in shock for a while. Anyway, let's put in the Haywire Might just to deal with Moxen, I guess. I don't see the need to put in a Force of Vigor just to take care of like a Mox Pearl. That doesn't seem worth it, but a Haywire Might does seem worth it. I mean, on average, I do like Retrofitter Foundry as a mana sink, but I'm just trying to think what is our worst card we could cut. It's probably, theoretically it could be Enduring Curiosity just because how often are we going to have mana dorks? I'm just getting rid of the Retrofitter Foundry. Okay, so we're going to go back. And hopefully we'll play a real game of Magic. Ooh, this hand is, yeah, it's definitely pretty good. It's not like, well, it has Black Lotus, which is obviously amazing. But we're not doing anything ridiculously broken on turn one. But basically what we're going to do here is either we have the option to ponder or we hold up Generous End. You can also like Haywire Might on turn one, I guess, if you want. So we actually might be able to play this a little bit slow. Ooh, opponent is mulling to 5. All right, good sign for me. Okay, start off with the Mox Pearl. And the land. Okay, Flooded Strand. All right. Okay, we drew the Forest. So I think we just want to... Okay, now we don't really need to Generous End. I think we're just going to go ahead and start off with a Ponder... You could like Black Lotus, Haywire Might, kill the Mox Pearl and Ponder, but like that sounds kind of lame. I don't really want to do that. I'm just gonna Ponder this turn, set up for next turn. All right, these all look like pretty good cards. So we have to think. Do we want all of them? Do we want at least one mana source? Because we effectively have like 2 lands in our hand. Next turn we could just like play Nissa. So I actually think we do want these. So let's draw Delighted Halfling last. And then I guess we'll protect Nissa from like a hand disruption spell for some reason. And then we're not going to shuffle. So we draw Jace. And then we're going to go ahead and just pass. No need to expose the Black Lotus to an artifact hate spell. All right. Opponent fetches up a basic island. Oh, flashes in a Fairy Mastermind. Not bad. Definitely not a bad play. Blood Crypt. Opponent's playing a lot of colors. Okay, Fairy Mastermind coming in. Oh, is this going to be Kaito? Ooh, opponent has flashed in a Kaito. That's pretty cool. So, I think I like... Well, we know we're drawing the Nissa. I like playing out the Nissa here just to start attacking and pressuring the Kaito. They also drew a card. Okay, so yeah, let's go Black Lotus. Hopefully it resolves. All right, Let's add green. Play out the Nissa. And then animate this forest. And then you can... Ooh, actually, this is going to be a pretty sick turn. So, go to combat. Attack down Kaito. Still, it lives at, 1. But that's okay. Okay, do that. Then, post main phase. We could get the land next turn. So, let's play out Haywire Might. And then we'll exile the Mox Pearl. Good job, Haywire Might. Doing a great job. So now my opponent has a little bit less lands to work with than they thought, or, mana sources. Kaito gets another hit, but we have 3 3s. It was pretty exciting. Also, is there a way we can time warp next turn? Let's see, 2, 4, 5. If we generous end using the forest, we get hedge maze. Whoa, did they just fatal push my forest? Uh-oh. I don't like that. All right, well, at least Kaito's going to go down and we have more resources in hand than they do. So I'm not feeling too bad. Oh, yeah, I know we're drawing. Shoot. I know we are drawing the Delighted Halfling off the top. I guess that's not that bad because we get to... Okay, basically, we get to Generous End, get Forest. Then we get to, play Forest. Tap it for Delighted Halfling and then untap Attack. All right, we got... Oh, they're going to attack down the Nissa. Okay, do they have a follow-up? Surveil 2. So they do not get to draw a card here. They're just putting some lands in the bin. Okay, so let's start with Generous End. Forest Cycle. We will get... I guess we could get Hedge Maze technically. Because, right, we're not doing anything extra special with the extra mana. The only problem is if they have removal for the land... No, I guess that actually helps out with that problem, right? Yeah, let's get Hedge Maze. Yeah. Okay. Hedge Maze. And then we're trying to find another... Oh, let's put that into the graveyard. Just eventually we'll be able to play that. Now let's untap the Hedge Maze. Oh, wait, I see the problem. All right, well, I got greedy. All right. Anyway, we're attacking the Kaito. And then opponent's not going to have removal. Fairy Mastermind. Oh, yeah. I knew about that. That's fine. Sure. Block. Go ahead and block there. All right. Opponent has nothing else in hand. Oh, wait. We could just play... Hold on. Oh, I'm so dumb. We could have miscalced that. Oh. All right. Well, I'm not playing super great here. Actually... Might make more sense just to hold up Miscalc in that case instead of play Jace. God. And then they're gonna make the emblem. Man, we really punted that one. Let's just play Jace. Yeah, that was really bad because if we had we could have miscalculation because this has vigilance, right? So then we attack, add blue, miscalc the Fairy Mastermind. The Hedge Maze is still attacking the Kaito. All right, so much for our 3060 Dreams. They're attacking me. So it seems to me like they really need to get out of this. But the Jace is really good. I really want to flip Jace. So I think I'm going to go ahead and let them draw here. And they need to answer, they need to answer the Hedge Maze that's already out. They need to answer Jace. And they need to answer Nissa. So, tall order, especially if we get to untap and we have all of our mana up. So, we have blundered a fair bit this game. However, we're still in a good spot. And, okay, what did they do? I think they kept both on top. That's not great. They put 2 cards on top. They played a Watery Grave and Shocked In. We see a Baleful Mastery. Okay. I guess that's all right. So anyway, they went Baleful Mastery and Exiled. Okay, this is not that bad. So let's start with Jace activation. I like how this still stays as a land. That's pretty awesome. So Jace activation, Eternal Witness. At this point, honestly, I kind of want to discard the Delighted Halfling. And we can also... Yeah, I think we're just going to basically uptick. Because I really want to hold up Miscalc at this point. So let's discard the Halfling. Flip this. Let's just uptick on nothing. And then go to combat. Attack down Kaido for realsies this time. Okay, cool. Sloppiness aside, I mean, we're still in a pretty good spot. We didn't hit a land drop, but we do have a miscalc available. Okay, that is a problem, and we cannot miscalc it. It's also very large. Okay, and then the Surveil Land as the last card. At least the Jace, it can just like continuously uptick on this thing. Did they keep it on top? All right, at this point, I think I'm going to go ahead and cycle this to draw a card. We've probably missed out on an opportunity. All right, we did draw a land, which is nice. So now we could Eternal Witness back our Black Lotus and then cast an Ursine Monstrosity. Alternatively, we could cast Once Upon a Time. I'm just trying to think, what could they have kept on top? I don't really want to play the Ponder. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we'll just set ourselves up. So let's uptick here. So it's a 2/5 now. Technically we could attack, but like, no. There's no combat tricks. All right, so, unless we had Endurance. Oh my god, can you imagine if we had Endurance and then they block and then we... Oh, that would be pretty awesome. But we don't have that. So let's just go for the play that we mentioned. Eternal Witness. Get back Black Lotus. And then I will, of course, say yes. Go Black Lotus. Add triple green. Ursine Monstrosity. It will mill a card. And it's large. So if the opponent can't... Now they have even more stuff they have to deal with. So it has to be some kind of like crazy board wipe this turn. All right, the Nethergoyf is just kind of hanging out. It could have... I'm trying to think what could it be. They're going to attack this. I think we just block with the Eternal Witness here. Let's see if we've got some kind of removal spells. Like, they kept it on top for a reason, so it must be good. It could be... I don't know. It could... No, they're just going to... All right. So let's play land for turn. Let's just go ahead and go to combat immediately. And then attack for 11. Okay. Not bad. So I'm trying to think what they could have here. Let's start with Uro, I think. Yeah, let's start with Uro. So tap here. And then we just got to try to keep as many card types in graveyard as possible. So get rid of one land, get rid of a couple of creatures. Actually, we can get rid of several creatures. I guess we'll have to lower this a little bit. So 4. Yeah, that's fine. All right. We got the Uro down. So Uro comes in. No lands to put into play. Let's just continuously uptick on the Nethergoyf. I mean, opponent kept something. But why? It doesn't seem to really be affecting... All right, they concede. Okay, really weird last match where they kept an awful hand game 1 and then just conceded. And then game 2 was also like pretty firmly in my, thing, in my grasp. But then we didn't play the best. However, the clean, quote unquote, clean 3060. Let's take a look at the deck before we sign off for the day. And yeah, this deck was sweet. We missed out, of course, on some fun Nadu value, but we got to rebuy Time Walk over and over again. Ursine Monstrosity was very, very impressive this run. Also, Pest Infestation, Green Sun Zenith, Nissa Who Shakes the World was definitely doing quite a lot of work. I liked, Eternal Witness buying back Time Walk, Black Lotus, all of the mana dorks allowing us to play the very low land count. Yeah, these are I definitely really like piloting these kind of decks. I love Time Walk decks where you just focus on, oh, I'm going to play Time Walk and I'm going to recur it over and over as many times as I can. So yeah, pretty sweet run, 3060. Could have played the last game better, but that's okay. Thank you so much for watching.